Hello, everybody. Gbenga Olatunji here. The financial environment and the capital market institutions. The financial market and the financial environment is quite broad, and when we are talking about financial environment, we must talk about the capital market institutions and the money market institutions. Though for now we are not dealing with the money market institution, we are dealing with the financial market institution, but it's of equal importance that we mention a bit of money market institution, even though we've dealt with some aspects of money market institution and some aspects of risk management and the like. When we are talking about money market, basically we are talking about an wholesale market, but for short-term lending, short-term borrowing, and short-term investment opportunity. Then we'll be talking about our banks and the like. And we should not forget that money markets can be national and international, just like capital markets. This is just by way of introducing ourselves to this topic. And when we are talking about capital markets, on the other hand, which actually is what we are actually dealing with now, we must talk about capital market in a form or in a sense that it brings together organizations and individuals wishing to obtain finance, wishing to obtain or have investment opportunity. Likewise, it brings together, on the other hand, those that are looking for the opportunity to invest. So capital market brings together those that want to obtain finance and those that want to invest. But unlike the money market, capital markets gives the opportunity for long-term investment for organizations and individuals. It also can be traded both locally and internationally. So it's a platform for national and international markets. And when we are talking about capital markets, we can divide it into equity markets and bond markets. Let me come again. Equity capital market can be divided into equity markets and bond markets. Of course, I've said that by nature is both national and international trade. As we, as we'll be looking at all these subtopics, that is the role of SEC, the role of NSC, the method of listing, and general requirements, I think one other thing that is important, which we should deal with headlong right away, is who are the participants in capital market as we introduce ourselves to capital market. Now then we dish out all these expectations also. Capital market participants are a bit broad and large, but we should equally introduce ourselves to them. Then we are talking about individuals, we are talking about organizations and companies in the capital market. It involves individuals and capital market companies that are listed, and both individual and the company organizations are all looking for long-term investment opportunity, borrowing opportunity, finance opportunity. So it's not like that of money market in which it's short. This is it's a long-term avenue. Another participant that we must not overlook in participation in money markets, in capital markets rather, is money market players too, like banks and other financial institutions. See, the financial environment is interwoven and we cannot neglect other players. That's why even though we are concentrating on the capital market now, we introduce ourselves also to money market because like banks and financial institutions who happen to be participants in capital market too, they are key when we are talking about money markets. Another participant in capital market is the issuing houses. Issuing houses, that is those houses that the organization that wants to list or introduce their stock or their shares into the market, whether on the level of primary market or the secondary market. That is another thing we need to introduce ourselves. But let me concentrate and finish the participants. Then we'll talk about that. The issuing houses are the ones that hold or house the stock in which we can buy in primary and secondary markets. Basically, when we are talking about primary market, it means a share or some shares and stocks that are newly being introduced into the market. Whilst secondary markets basically are shares that are already publicly listed but that people or investors can buy and sell. But for the primary, they are ones that are just coming in. They've never been traded. Those are primary market function. So another player now, having dealt with that, is the stockbrokers, the intermediaries that will break, if I can use that word, the shares into pieces for sales. They help to sell and bridge the gap between the organization that want to sell and the buyer or investors that want to buy. Then we must talk about Nigeria Stock Exchange, NSE, especially if you are having interest in Nigeria as investor or you are studying SFM, Strategic Financial Management in Nigeria. We must talk about SEC, Security Exchange Commission. We must talk about the central bank. Every nation has it. Central bank is key in capital markets. Another player and participant in capital market is the registrars. The registrars, they are the one that regulates the listed organization that has their stock on the public listing to ensure the investors get their dividend and they are accountable. So these are some of the functions of registrar. They ensure dividends are distributed. They ensure collection of the amount to be distributed to the investors having declared the dividend. They ensure proper listing of investors so that no investor's name is missing, and so many other functions. Another participant in capital markets is the fund or portfolio managers. The portfolio managers. These are organizations too. Some of them trade for profits as an organization and could give dividend even to their investors so they can invest on your behalf. We call them portfolio managers. Also, a licensed portfolio managers that is on the individual side could do it, manage your fund for you and advise you on which bond or which stock or share to go for, when to go for it, when to buy, when not to buy, when to anticipate, when to go for long term and the like. These are some of their functions. Receiving bankers is another participant. The receiving bankers are financial institutions that hold the proceeds of the public offers and the like until disbursement by the issuing houses. When we are talking, another participant is trustee, and when we're talking about trustee, they are the one, they play a supervisory role in ensuring the trustees ensure the interests of the investors are protected and they monitor the activities of the fund managers. Then the capital market consultant, basically these are broad group of people and organizations which could be in form of reporting accountants, can be in form of solicitor to public offers and the like. So these are consultants, people that are knowledgeable in the finance industry and the like. And of course, you can reach out to us in GJAMES Associates. We can consult for you in capital market and the like and advise you if you have funds to manage. Then CSCS, that is Central Security Clearance System. This is a central house that warehouse all the stocks on the exchange, ensuring that proper accountability, proper settlement and the like actually exists on behalf of the investors. So they are basically responsible for clearing and settlement of security traded on the exchange. And I could see not I could see that this video may be a bit long, so the role of SEC, the role of NSC, the methodologies and the general requirements, I think basically I'm going to try as much as possible to go into it in details in another video. So we can say that we've used this time to learn more about who the participants of the exchange or capital market are. The capital market institutions, players and participants. Basically, that is what we've used this time to achieve, and I want to believe it's worthwhile. If you agree with me, why don't you just click the notification button so that you can continue to receive timely information as we upload, because the next video now is going to be on this actual expectation of the role of SEC, the role of NSC and the method of security listing. We will be talking about the green book, the general requirement of the listing rule. These are the things that we will go in details in the next video. So we would love you subscribe to GJAMES Associate channel. We pride ourselves that we are value to life. I want to believe you've enjoyed the value now. You can reach out onto us on the displayed email. We are value to your business.